don't think my mother ever really wanted children. She would leave us with sitters, primarily men, and men that unfortunately she was involved with. At age 3 is when a few of those men started bothering me and my purity was stripped. I remember telling my mother, asking my mother for help, and I remember my mother not doing anything. So I left. And at age 13 was the first time I became homeless. My aunt took me in. I was dating a guy who sold drugs, and I got pregnant. I didn't say anything to anybody. I was scared, and I left. And so then I'm pregnant, and I'm homeless, still using drugs and alcohol. And by the time I was 22, I had 3 daughters, 11th grade education, and I was working for Burger King. My drug use escalated from marijuana and alcohol to crack cocaine. For me, it was the worst thing at the time, where I had to tell my 3 little girls that now I couldn't maintain my job in our place. And so I began to start feeling that maybe because all these things have been happening and I've been making these bad choices and hurting myself, that I'm just not worth it. January the 15th, 2001. This lady, she was an elderly lady, she said, "Why don't you come and take a walk down to Horizon House with me?" And I'm like, for what? Why would I go down there? We walk in the door, and there's a lady, and she looks at me and says, "If I could do anything for you right now, anything that you need right now, what would that be?" And with this very nasty attitude, I said, "I need a coat, it's freezing." She turned, she laughed, she came back within a few minutes, and she had a coat and a hat, and she had some gloves, and she had a cup of coffee. What she did, when she bought those items back, this wall that I built, that I lived behind, started to crumble because I began to see her, and I knew that she was seeing me. Then she asked me what I believe I needed in my life. She said, "We will seek to provide those resources here at Horizon House," and they did that. They got me connected with their legal services, who then got me connected to Children's Bureau. They have counselors, and what this counselor did for me was she helped me to learn how to communicate with my then teenage and young adult daughters, because it had been a 10-year gap for us to even think about what it looked like to be family. My way of showing appreciation was, so how do I use these tools? So I went back to school. I didn't think I could. 27 years of drug use and alcoholism. I thought my brain was fried, but I did well in Ivy Tech. So then I go and get a bachelor's from Martin University. And I didn't realize that when you are really trying to progress and be productive, that there are people that are watching you. I don't even know who this person is even today. Dropped $30,000 on an institution for me to go, and I received my Master's of Divinity. I'm a torchbearer for the United Way of Central Indiana, because sharing my story, I get to continuously say thank you to people who will never see the fruit of their giving. I believe people need to know that when we work together and we value one another as humanity, that is how we build community productively. It doesn't matter if you go to church, if you don't go to church, if you believe in God, if you don't believe in God. The only way for our society to be a place where we feel safe and people are taken care of is for us to work together as community and making that happen for one another.